Welcome back, everybody, to Crusader Kings 3. It is 1412. If you have not seen this series that began in 1066, there's a link in the description that will take you all the way back to the beginning. Once we hit the end of this, which I believe is in 1456, we will be importing our world into Europa Universalis 4. I am Empress Elfswith of Britannia, who's 58 years old, probably in the twilight of my life, and looking to be inherited, pass on my realm to my daughter, who will inherit both the Empire of Britannia and the Byzantine Empire. So that should be exciting and very interesting, although we already have the Byzantine Empire now, and you can see all the little pieces we have everywhere. So in the time we have left, we're going to try to focus on taking these bits and pieces of the Byzantine Empire and trying to reclaim some of our territories that are de jure part of that kingdom. So let's go ahead and look into that. So looking at the available declare wars, we have 22 wars that we could declare. Most of those are as a result of holding the empire of the Byzantines. What I really want to find is one that will allow me to gather more than just a single county. There's a lot of counties that I could grab, but what I really want are all de jure lands, which in this case, I'm trying to see. There we go. There's a lot of territory there that I could claim in Georgia. It'll cost me 770 prestige to do that, but that would be absolutely huge because look at all that territory right there. But I'm going to keep on looking because I still feel like there may be better options out there. I'd love to be able to just offer vassalage to somebody and grab territory that way, but I'm not entirely sure that's a possibility right now. Okay, so I think we are going to go after Georgia. I've got a pretty massive army that I can raise. Something like 70,000 men. Although it's going to take a while to raise that many, obviously, because this is a rather distant part of my land. And you can see he can very quickly gather 14,000. So this may not be necessarily the best winning strategy for us right off the bat, as it will take quite some time to gather that force together. It may just be as simple as calling our allies. We've got some incredible allies that we can call on. Holy Roman Empire being, of course, the big bad wolf in all of this that we can call on right off the bat. But I'm going to go ahead and try to get my army out of here as quickly as I possibly can. Okay, we managed now that he moved his armies south to besiege my territory. We've actually managed to raise significant portions of our own army. So we're going to start laying siege to his territory while simultaneously holding this main army here to keep an eye on him and to go after his army. So between those two things, we ought to be able to win this war pretty quickly. And now we can see some allied armies from the Holy Roman Empire arriving to help as well. We'll see how quickly he calls off his siege once he realizes what's happening. And you can see the massive force from the Holy Roman Empire coming to our aid. Thing is, we don't really even need him at this point with the massive army that I have myself. That doesn't mean we don't want to do it ourselves. I really probably didn't even need to call the Holy Roman Empire into this one. Alright, there's a victory. Let's take a look at it. I love looking at the details on these victories just because there is so much detail. Especially looking at the knights. Look how many knights he had in that one. I had just the 2. Meanwhile, armies everywhere laying siege to territory. We'll go ahead and start pursuing him north. Even though it's probably going to be unnecessary because we're going to very quickly gather up all this territory of his. And we're going to conquer all of Georgia in just a matter of weeks, I think. Or at least enough of it to be able to win the war. Let's go ahead and keep moving north against his army. We're at 58% right now. Everybody's shifting now that they see his army coming north. I can't believe he would actually try and relieve this siege. There's just no way that's happening. We're going to run into his army here in a second. We've got him cornered. See if that'll be enough to end this thing. There it is. Awesome. Enforced demands. We just gathered up a whole lot of new territory for Britannia. Alright, we'll have some things to do to clean up after all of that, but the first thing we're going to do is disband all of our armies so we can get back on the positive side of things. You can see I've got way too many domains at this point, so we're going to have to start rewarding some folks with some of these things, particularly the ones where there's low control or little income to be gained from it. We're going to start giving these out to members of the Greenhill family. Mainly these ones in Georgia, these newly acquired territories that aren't really earning me a whole lot. The Prince of Ireland. No, let's give this one to Ealdwald. He's part of the Greenhill Castlebar family. And I'll repeat that a few more times. Alright, so my daughter Rachel is of age, and she's the heir to the Duchy of Cornwall, the Earldom of Anjou, Bishopric of Lelude, but she's already engaged to the Prince of the Holy Roman Empire. We've actually got a lot of intermarriage going on there with the Holy Roman Empire, but that's a really good thing because they are really the only power on this map that has any ability to compete with us. Now, the Kingdom of Jerusalem has gotten quite large itself. I'm looking at them here, and they've got a pretty massive force. They're probably somebody I want to make sure that I stay allied to as well. He's Polish. So Jerusalem is ruled by the Poles. That seems somewhat fitting, and I really kind of like that that's the case. All right, we need to think about who we want to go after next, but I've got some things I can do first. I can usurp the Kingdom of Georgia as a title. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So now I am the King of Georgia, among other things. These two principalities I can also usurp. So let's go ahead and do that. And then we're going to probably have to grant out some of those titles. We can create a duchy as well. I feel like I'm just doing these things so easily after they were such a chore to be able to do before. Now I can just do them all just with no difficulty at all. But I've got a bunch of petty kingdoms I need to give out to people. So let's start thinking about how we want to go about that. See if it'll actually give me any specific ideas on that. Again, I'm probably thinking members of my family, like my daughter, Duchess Christina. Seems like she might be a good one to give one of these realms to. I've got so many titles that I hold right now. The Petty Kingdom of Georgia. And you know what? For that matter, I'm going to give her... No, I'm not going to give her the Crown of Georgia. How about the Petty Kingdom of Thrace? She's going to leave my realm when I do that, but that's okay. I've got my daughter, Princess Ieba. Princess Eba, I guess it is. I could give her something. She's married to a Prince of Poland. I can't grant her a title because I think she's not here. Alright, we've still got a bunch more we've got to give out. Kingdom of Georgia. Let's give that one to... who can we give these out to? Where's my grandson? I have a grandson who's eventually going to inherit the throne. Werner Greenhill. I don't know if I can give him anything just because I don't think he's part of my... Yeah. I can't. Okay. Well, I'll hang on for now and think about who I want to grant those to. Alright, so the King of France has asked me to join in his Liberty War as a defender. Sure, I'll do that. This Count wants me to come to a feast I think I will not accept from a man who has that low of an opinion of me, especially now that I'm 59 years old. Just looking at my claims that I have right now. I guess as the Byzantine Empire, we should be worried about retaking Byzantium, otherwise known as Constantinople, otherwise known as Istanbul. And right now Thessalonica controls that. Or actually it's Nicaea. So we're going to have to take that back from him. I'm looking at all de jure lands. It's going to cost me a lot of prestige to do that, but that's okay. And once again, now this guy is right on the border of the Holy Roman Empire, and therefore would be a big gain for me. We're going to make the King of Wales my new marshal. Okay. Let's call him to this war. He will accept. I will gladly welcome that. And we're going to see if we can raise our forces here. Let's go to military. Select our rally point. Move the rally point here. And start raising the army. We could raise just the men-at-arms. It's only 11,000. I think I'll raise everybody. It'll take time, as it did before. But time I have, because we're not bordering. And, of course, we're going to have the Holy Roman Empire coming in at him from the other side. Alright, he hit me before I could raise everybody. That is going to be a problem. Because we don't quite have the troops we need. We're going to have to hope they hurry up and get there. Because we're losing this battle. Yeah, we're not going to get them there in time. They're going to arrive just in time to get beat themselves. Darn it. Alright, get out of here. No, don't go. Yeah, see, now we're fighting a losing battle. That sucks. If they would have all been there at once, we would have been okay. Okay, here come the 73,000 men of the Holy Roman Empire. And what we need to do now is go back here, retake this territory, and then raise our armies here. All the men that we did not already have raised. Looks like we've got an empty council position as well, steward. So we'll get our forces ready to go here. Let's take a look at this war real quick. Yeah, 24,000 men on his side, 134,000 men on our side. And the most important thing we can do right now is to raise occupation or enemy present. Okay. So we've got to retake this territory first. Which probably means marching over here. Once we do that, then we can raise the men that we need. I don't know why the Holy Roman Empire is here instead of over there fighting the enemy. But I get it. He wants to help me out. That's fine. No problem. So let's quickly reestablish things. We have an available dynasty legacy. Generational belligerents. At this point, the legacies aren't going to matter a whole lot because we've only got about 40 years left in this game. But what do we want to do here? I think at this point we're going to go for that dread gain and get that ominous reputation while we quickly reestablish ourselves here. There we go. Now let's raise the forces we haven't already. And we'll march in with gigantic armies. Oh, smallpox is broken out? That's bad. What's going on now? Now we've got a peasant revolt happening. Whatever, dude. Where's that happening? Oh, it's in Ireland. Lovely. I don't have any men available to send to Ireland to deal with that. So we're just going to have to kind of let that go for a little while. So we'll go ahead and send forces toward Constantinople. And I did go ahead and disband some of my army so that I'll be able to raise a force over here to deal with this. So let's move a rally point over here. I don't know, in Wales somewhere. And then we'll raise whatever armies we have available to us. We could raise a local levy. think that'll probably get the job done. Alright, it's going to take 8 more months for that army to raise in Wales. Unbelievably. Here, take some gold, France, to make up for my lack of involvement in your war. We're going to try to take on Constantinople. Where's his army? Alright, we are safe now from smallpox. Here's the enemy army that we've got to go deal with. Let's go after him. See if we can end this thing quickly. It looks like the Holy Roman Empire is going to send their forces in the other direction, so that really leaves him nowhere to go except to face me in the field of battle, which is going to go quite well for us. Not nearly enough to win it, though. Man, brutal. We killed 2 of his top knights. We imprisoned a 3rd. Very cool. Alright, let's pursue this other army. See if we can put an end to this thing. If we can capture his leader, we'll be able to do that, but I'm not sure we can. See, all of that only gets us to 18%. But man, 643 lost, 8,300 killed. Another brutal day for his army. We're well on our way. Alright, our troops are finally starting to be raised in Wales after 8 months. We're going to need every one of them because the Peasant Revolt has grown to 10,000. And if we allow this to continue, it's only going to get worse. So let's go ahead and start sending them across. I'm hoping we've got some decent soldiers. These are low quality soldiers, so it's not like I've got my best troops here. So this may be a much more even fight than we'd like it to be. Alright, we need to go back. I'm trying to balance between putting down a peasant uprising in Ireland while simultaneously trying to reconquer parts of the Byzantine Empire, which we're only at 10% right now, so we've got a long way to go. We're going to try and take his capital, which is here. We'll go ahead and let them start going there, and then we'll come back over here and see what's going on. This is what happens when you have territories all over the place. Alright, let's merge these forces. Not a great army. Not feeling incredibly confident about this, and these are the only troops I have, so it's not like I've got more men somewhere else. Oh, now we've got a Liberty faction in Mercia. No, I don't think so. Jeez. Holy cow. And it's only 13,000 men, even among all of those people. So we're going to have a bunch more people to deal with here in a minute. Ugh. It is not fun being an emperor. Thankfully, we are defeating the peasant uprising. But we're going to have to send a whole lot more troops than that. Alright, that one's done. Now, look at all these forces we're going to have to deal with in Britannia. But first we've got to win this war here, and we're only at 5% right now in doing that. We're about to take his capital, though, which gets us to 57%. Not nearly enough to get it done. Let's go over here and help out the Holy Roman Emperor. Oh, where's he going? I need a new marshal. That only gives us to 62%. Give a speech. Alright, I've called the kings of France and the Holy Roman Empire to my Liberty War to see if they'll help out with that. I think we've already got our house members here, but we'll go ahead and call them to that Liberty War as well. Hopefully they'll help out. We'll also call this Earl. I'm going to call everybody we can to help out with that one, while we try to find the remaining territories we're going to need to take. to finish these guys off. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Not that you've got spare troops because he sent them all here. Alright, we're going to try to speed things along in this war as best we can. That gets us to 75%. Things are not going quite so well in our other war. Man, we've lost a lot of troops too. Alright, let's take this army of 33,000 without a commander. And I guess I can do it myself. And we're going to take them all the way up to Britannia. It's going to take a long time to get there. Six months to get there. My goodness. Alright, we've landed with 26,000 men in Dover. Let's go ahead and move the rally point here and raise the rest of our troops now. However long that's going to take. We're at 81% in winning the other war. Alright, looks like the troops are going to race a little faster this time. So let's go ahead and march. Oh my gosh, they got 53,000 men now. Alright, wasn't expecting that. How many do I have? If I have everybody, I should have more than that. Only 31,000? I've lost that many troops? Oh boy. Okay. My grandson Werner has been taken prisoner. He's the guy that I'm looking to eventually lead after I'm gone and after my daughter's gone, although we might not ever get that far in the game. Oh boy. Alright. Who can I marry to get a real quick alliance with somebody else who's powerful? Since I am unmarried. Alliance power. He doesn't seem like he'd be somebody that's particularly powerful. But hey, why not? Alright, we've got... Oh, we've already called them to that war. I need that war to end so that they can send their troops up here to help me out. Oh, a little overextended right now. Oh, there's a 22,000 man French army coming. Thank you, France. Well, no sooner had I married than Robert, who gets named Emperor Robert, which kind of sucks because he's really just a consort, dies. Well, that did me no good whatsoever, so I'm once again not married. Who can we go after now? It doesn't appear like there's anybody really worth marrying at this point, so I think we'll just stay single. We got to pick a beneficiary for the upcoming crusade. My daughter Rachel it is. Let's donate some gold to the cause. 5,300, I don't think so. A generous contribution, though. Okay. We're moving our troops. I couldn't wait for the full force to gather, because as you can see, we're at 77% toward losing this thing. So we've quickly got to deal with his army. I do have some Holy Roman Empire troops coming in. We've got this French army. Looks like he's dealing with his own problems rather than mine. Man, I wish we could win that other war so the Holy Roman Emperor would send his full force up this way. Because there's 53,000 men coming this way, and I don't feel real great about that. Especially if my allied army isn't going to come help me. And it looks like he might. Alright. The King of France won his war. Hopefully maybe that means he'll come help us out now. Alright, we've got to go over here to where the Holy Roman Empire's army is and try to consolidate these forces, because we're about to fight a big old battle. Oh, where'd he go? Did he run? Oh, here's 20 more thousand men coming. They may be too late, though. Alright, I may have to back out. I got wounded. Alright, maybe I'm better off staying where we are. I lost the trait wounded. Okay, cool. Here comes the big showdown. Unless he's going to avoid it, which he very well might now. Yeah, the Holy Roman Empire sent his armies up here, which kind of sucks because I was so close to winning that other war that I hate to have to come up and deal with this one. But that's where we're at right now. Here come the French. Excellent. My sister gave birth to a son. Excellent. Yeah, we got to force a showdown here. Man, there's just so many moving parts to these armies right now. We're winning these sieges quickly, though. Alright. Let's go up and try to force a fight. We've got the numbers. If we can get them to follow us. If we can get everybody to come in here. We've got, alright, 80,000 men. That is more than enough. Yes, keep sending your armies here. Send them all. Oh, look at the numbers. Over 100,000 men now. Oh my gosh, that's the biggest army I've ever seen in a battle in this game. That's tremendous. And he's sending his in a piece at a time to just get mauled. Unfortunately, we're losing piece by piece the other army. And my daughter Rachel got married. Man, what a mess. Okay, my allies should be able to handle what's happening there. Although I may regret this since I'm now sending my forces back. I hope they don't just follow me. If they can win that war, then I can come back and deal with this one over here. Let's go ahead and see what allies we can call to which wars at this point. We'll call France to this other war. Yeah, we'll come back and try to defeat these guys, but it's going to take 7 months to get back. Crazy stuff. Okay, it is almost February of 1419. We have arrived back to face our old enemy. Our war back home is nearly won. There is a crusade now going for the kingdom of Ghana, which we have committed to but aren't sending anyone. We'll end up sending some money just to buy off the people who are unhappy that we're not fighting. But my Liberty War should be over pretty soon. I died! Well, I guess that's one way for it to happen. So I don't know what happened, but we'll take a look and see. I now continue as my daughter. A lot of things have to happen now. Let's go ahead and take a look at my daughter. Let's take a look real quick at me, my previous me. It just says died of old age. Okay, so as long as it wasn't leading the army in battle or anything like that, that's really all I'm concerned about. Our Liberty War is nearly won. Now the Holy Roman Emperor sending his troops back down here. The Liberty War is going to keep ticking up because I control his target and all of that. So it should end on its own. Oh no, it went back down. And I may have screwed up by coming back down here because I probably led all the troops away just when that war was about to be won. What a mess. Oh, I do have an army over here, so I don't know if I have enough to deal with him, though. How many's he got left? Still got 23,000 there. Yeah, I'm not sure. And the French still have an army here, too. What a mess. Well, I'm going to wrap it up right there. I know that leaves a lot undone, but I feel like this is going to take a little bit more time, and I want to off camera kind of deal with all of this and organize everything a little better. Try to win one war before I try and focus on finishing off the other one. So we're going to try to finish off gathering up this territory. We probably only have a couple more episodes in this before we move on to Europa Universalis 4. So let me know your thoughts. Use the comment section below, and we'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching.